channel. I hope you're well. I did one of these the other day. I really enjoyed it. It was nice to interact with you guys and have a talk about your West Ham feelings. So I thought I'd do another one because I'm back to work next week. So it gets a little bit harder again to do these things. If I'm going to do them, it'll be later in the evening. I'm usually indoors by about 5 and have a bit of free time, sort of about between 4 and 8, 4 and 7, depending what shifts my wife's working. So, yeah, I thought I'd go live again. Whether we get many people on the chat, we'll wait and see, guys. We'll wait and see. But there's been a few rumours out there, and there's a few little smidgens, the players that have rejected us, the players that we're looking at again. It's just all that sort of stuff at the minute. It's really hard to grab hold of anything. Obviously, the sort of main football news today is Real Madrid have paid the 10 million to release Trent early so he can play in this World Club Cup. 10 million, that just shows how much money Real Madrid have got, that they're prepared to pay 10 million. Again, 10 million is not a lot in football terms, but 10 million just to, rather than wait a month and a half for him to be out of his contract. It's a very, very strange one, isn't it? Obviously, since the last time we spoke, Real Betis lost as well, which was heartbreaking. 3 Hammers connections there. Adrian in goal, Fornals and Pellegrini as their manager. It was great to see Pablo before the game talking to Antonio. That was a beautiful thing. Always speaks so highly. And his actual pre-photo for the final, he's holding the Betis badge, but he's doing the crossed hammers at the same time. A bit of a nice touch from Pablo, and obviously Adrian, character of goalies for West Ham, with the dropping the gloves in that Everton game all them years ago. What a man, what a man, what a moment. So obviously you would have read by now, Delap is not coming to West Ham. I didn't think he would come anyway. Looks like he's going to go to Chelsea. Good luck to him. Hopefully it works out for him. I would have loved him at West Ham. He reminds me of Dean Ashton a lot. But when you haven't got European football and you've took a few steps backwards, which West Ham have this season, you can understand why you don't want to buy into the project straight away. You're going to look at West Ham and go, why is probably Paquetá leaving? Why is Kudus leaving? And it's not a club on the up from what we were maybe a year or two ago. If you were looking at Delap then, and Delap probably would have been looking, going, yeah, okay, I can see where I fit in. I can see where this club is trying to get to. We've got to get back to that. We've got to be back, try and get back to a club that players want to join and players can see a project at West Ham. And it's, you can't blame a player for not wanting to come. Jonathan David looks like he's going to be joining Napoli as well. That's another one. Again, if we would have been in Europa League, I think we might have been in the shout. I think we can probably pay higher wages than Napoli. But Napoli, great side. They've won the league. They look like they're going to get Kevin De Bruyne in as well. You can't blame these players. You can't. It's not the West Ham unless unless you're born and bred West Ham. These players like Jonathan David and Liam Delap, etc. They've not, they're not been brought up on pie mash like we have. You've got to be offering them something beyond that, which is a good footballing team, a team that's in Europe. So yeah, one other thing that's come out is West Ham's basically misbusiness, can we call it, or lack of foresight into the future, is about Divine Mubama. So with Delap leaving Ipswich, obviously they need a striker. And apparently Divine Mubama, who obviously now plays for City, played a couple of times for them, maybe their target. And the rumour is it's anywhere between 8 to 10 million. Where we let him go, didn't we let him go run out of contract, maybe £250,000 sort of compensation? It just shows the vision that City have got. Although they probably didn't really have an intention of playing him. They probably didn't. Let's have a look at the players that City can get in, Mamouche, Haaland, etc. Where, they knew they could pick him up, play him a couple of times, show him, give him the coaching at City, and sell him for 10 million. All profit probably as well, because he's an academy. I don't know how that works out, actually. I don't know how that works out. But even if it, 8 million, they've spun that like that. Clever business. So if West Ham would have held on to Divine, that could have been us. That could have been us that have done that bit of business. On the Kudus stuff, so apparently, if you believe what you read, Kudus has made it fairly clear that he doesn't want to go to Saudi. Now, whether a bid comes on the table from Saudi and West Ham accept it and he actually sees the colour and the money, that changes his mind, like it's that John Duran, it's done some other players, remains to be seen. But as it stands at the moment, he doesn't want to go to Saudi. So that leaves, that you would think that he sees himself at Arsenal, maybe sees himself at Liverpool. Liverpool, apparently Diaz is linked with a move away. So could that open up the space for him there? If Diaz was to go, maybe that's the option. Obviously Arsenal, he's not going to play on the right because that's Saka's position, and in my opinion, that is Kudus' best position on the right, and that is why we've had this issue with him and Bowen. He might play on the left, but then they're heavily linked with Leroy Sané on a free. So again, this sort of two clubs that maybe you wouldn't see him going. Chelsea, maybe Chelsea. Newcastle, I think I've read as well. Newcastle are looking for a left winger. I know. Again, I said his best position is right. Maybe Gordon can go on the left, and you put Kudus through there, because obviously Jacob Murphy, as good as he's been this season, I'm sure even my pal in work would say that Kudus is an upgrade. I'm starting to get slightly concerned about how much money we're going to get for him, though. Are we going to hit that? 60 plus? You're looking at 55 million, 60 million plus, which I don't think is a good sale either. I don't think we've cashed out. If we are to cash out that sort of figure, I don't think that would be a good figure for West Ham to cash out on. But if we don't sell him, that's when you start getting the fear of someone like Bowen. That's where the Bowen situation could stir up. If Kudus weren't to go and Paquetá weren't to go, etc., and the Alvarez's, the actual players that maybe can get a bit of money, then maybe that's when you get the fear of Bowen going. Let's hope not. But yeah, with the Kudus one to Liverpool, if it was Liverpool, apparently we are interested in the goalkeeper Kelleher. I like him. I do like him a lot. So maybe there's some sort of deal that could be done there. Maybe, Kudus goes there. We get Kelleher as part of it. I know that's completely different positions and it wouldn't sort the issue out. But you get in this goalkeeper. He's probably a goalkeeper for like 8 to 10 years. He looks decent goalie. What else have I read today? Obviously, Cummins is more or less done from Celtic, the young boy. Comes with a big pedigree. McAvenny's been raving about him. Do I expect to see much of him in the first team? Who knows? If opportunity arises for him, he would. He's got to take it. Hopefully, we get to see a bit of him in pre-season, see what he's about. But he's very young. He's still very young. He's play football, keep learning, and hopefully, he will get a chance in the first team at some point. Trying to think if there's anything else that I've read. Please don't be shy, guys. Like I say, I do read every comment, so if you want to comment along, please do. The more you comment, obviously, the more ideas that come into my head about the show. Thank you for all the comments for last week. Not last week, this week when I did a live show. You guys seem to enjoy it, which is good. I do love doing these, as long as you guys, help me out and interact a little bit. It does make these shows a lot more fun. Apart from that, there's not much else I've read. Like I spoke about the other day, the Gerd one. Looks like we're probably going to get half decent money for him, which is good. But we've got to get it done quickly. The window, I think the window actually opens on. Does it open on Saturday, or is it Saturday next week? I think it is. It's either the 1st or the 10th. Can't remember when it is. It does open, then it only opens for about 10 days or something, and then it closes for a little bit during that World Club Cup thing, and then it reopens, which is again suited for the big clubs, which is stupid, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Right, guys, if you're going to be shy, I think I'm going to leave it there. If you've got any ideas or anything you'd like me to discuss, I used to do that series a few years ago called the Ask Luke series, which used to go down really, really well. Loads of you used to comment back then. If you've got any ideas or anything you'd like me to discuss in the videos, they really help out with the content between now and the start of next season. So please get them in. I screenshot everyone. And I will do you like a 5-10 minute video on each one. So get those questions in. Hi Luke, mic cracking a bit. Only when you talk though. I'm quite excited by next season. I think it's because I've got a bit of a sore throat, to be honest, mate. I don't even think it's the mic. I think it's just a bit of a sore throat on my part that maybe sounded a bit cracked. But yeah, what was it you actually said there? Something about not looking forward to next season or are looking forward to it. I'm quite excited. You're quite excited. Please tell me why, mate. Why? What is giving you the excitement? Because I haven't got any at the minute. I'm very worried. Obviously, I'm always excited when a player comes in. I think everyone, maybe not everyone, but I think a lot of West Ham fans get the same thing of, oh, you hope this player's going to be the next Payet, the next Di Canio. We all hope that there's going to be someone like that. There was a few silly rumours about Grealish, but he's on far too much money, on like 300 grand a week. Again, if there was something where it was Kudus went there or Paquetá went there, and there was something in the deal that, you know, Grealish was coming and they was going to pay the way, a bit like what they was going to do originally with the there's an echo. Where's that? What is causing the echo? I think it's an echo. Let me turn it down a little bit. Echo. Sorry guys, if that is the case, I do apologise. I can't seem to. Don't know what that would be causing that, I'll be honest with you. New faces, new attitude. I think there's an echo too. Look, sorry guys, I do apologise. Yeah, if there was some sort of thing, you know, if you remember when, maybe if I sit back a bit, if Paquetá was going to leave a couple of years ago, we were well on to be getting Cole Palmer. And look at the player he's become. You know, if there is some sort of deal, there's obviously McAtee there that I quite like. Will they still look at Paquetá? I don't know. It doesn't look like they're going to get Florian Wirtz. He's either going to go Liverpool or Bayern. So they are definitely in the market for a player who has got the sexy pass, who's, you know, quite an attacking sort of flaring midfielder. So we'll wait and see. On that. If I was Manchester City, if you can't get Florian Wirtz, I think the next best or equal in terms of if you're looking in that Bundesliga market is Jamal Musiala. I think that guy is absolutely sensational. That's who I'd be looking at if I was, you know, Manchester City or even Liverpool. I always had this thing that I would love to see Musiala and Jude Bellingham together playing for Real Madrid, because I'm a fan of both of them. Just the way they play. Maybe they're too similar. Musiala I would say Musiala is a slightly better player. I might. You guys might be thinking, what the hell are you talking about, Luke? But from what I see in the Euros, the way Musiala picks the ball up, runs with the ball, just absolutely sensational footballer. Sensational. Couple more, guys. If you've got some more comments, I'll go for a couple more minutes and then have a look at what's causing the mic issues on this now. It's so frustrating. Like, mic issues with the laptop, and then some people saying there's a slight mic issue today on this, which is really annoying. Yeah, apart from that, guys, I think that will do for today. Thank you for the comments. Like I say, please, if you've got any ideas, get them in the comments, and I will do it as the Ask Luke series. I will bring it back. Definitely will bring it back. Youngster Kamara Sawyer is remounted, is rumoured to be going to Chelsea. Another youngster bites the dust, which we don't want to see. I'm really excited. If there's one player I'm really excited for next year, and I really hope he gets a chance, and that's Freddie Potts. Freddie Potts, I need to see given a chance, because I think from what you hear and what you read, this guy has got the potential, to be the next, the next big one, the next big youth player that can really establish himself in the first team and go on and achieve big things. And he's a hammer as well. Dad's a West Ham legend, Stevie Potts, what was it? About 550 games, only ever scored 1 goal for us. But Stevie's a ledge. Stevie's an absolute ledge. Right, I'm going to leave it there, guys, because you're all a bit shy today. But like I say, get your comments in. Ask Luke series. Come on your minds. Keep believing. Let's go.